This is the Modivana Framer template. It is a free template made for renovation and construction agencies. Unlike generic business templates, Modivana is designed specifically for home renovation services, kitchen and bathroom remodeling, construction businesses, residential and commercial builders, home improvement specialists, and similar businesses. If you follow this tutorial till the end, you will have a functional website for your business, and potential clients can start reaching out to you. I'll quickly show you how Modivana looks, then show you how to customize it to fit your business. If you've already seen how it looks, you can skip to the next chapter using the timestamps on the video. It starts with a bold hero section with a full-width image. This is good to showcase your best work instantly so visitors can know they are in the right place. There is a header and a tag on the left, and we have a subheader and a button on the right, all of which are fully customizable. The navbar is also simple but powerful. The Services has a drop-down where visitors can quickly check what you offer. Then we have two CTAs on the top right, one for phone calls and the other one for contact. If you scroll down, you'll notice a smooth scrolling effect, which makes your site feel premium. And you will also notice that the navbar changes depending on the section of the website. The Hero section is followed immediately by the Trust and About Us section, both of which are useful in introducing yourself to your potential clients. Depending on what you put there, they can know if you are the one to work on their project or not. Then we have the Services section. It is a grid-based section that uses slideshow to display 3 photos related to each service. This makes it easy for potential clients to see what you do. Scrolling down, we have the Featured Projects. This is where you can showcase your best projects with their before and after shots. It also comes with tags, and visitors can click on the buttons to learn more about the project. The before and after pictures are not mandatory to include. If you don't have them, I'll show you how to use a photo as the cover image instead, since not all projects will need the before and after shots. Then we have the Process section, which animates nicely from light to dark background. It is a 4-step process that can be fully customized. Then we have the Testimonials with a ticker effect, which slows down on hover and can be dragged from left to right and vice versa. Next, we have the Services areas. This uses a playful effect that allows the blocks to be draggable, and your potential clients can easily see the areas you provide your services in. Then we have the CTA section with a video of the Modivana van. I will show you how to replace this, and it can be a video of your team or a picture. This is followed by the call to action buttons similar to the one on the navbar. Then we have the FAQ section, followed by some featured blog articles. And lastly, we have the contact form, and the page ends with the footer. To get access, click on the first link in the description below, and it will bring you to the listing page on the Framer Marketplace. Click on the button that says Use for Free, and you will be prompted to sign up if you don't have a Framer account. After you sign up or log in, the template will load like this, and you will be able to customize it for your business. Before we start customizing, I want to show you a quick run-through of the Framer interface. Once again, if you are already familiar with it, you can skip to the next chapter using the timestamps on the video. The center space is the canvas where you'll design the website. It has 3 breakpoints, which are the desktop, tablet, and phone. Modivana is built in a way that whatever you do on the desktop breakpoint will reflect on other breakpoints. So when customizing the template, you only need to edit the desktop designs, and the changes will reflect on the tablet and phone designs. On the left bar, we have the pages. The ones with expandable arrows are CMS pages that have a detail page. Besides the pages is the Layers tab. Whenever you click on anything on the canvas, you will see its respective layer on the Layers panel. This will be your safest way to work around the template, as you will see when we begin the customization. The third tab is the Assets panel. This is where you can edit the text and color styles. It is also where the template components are stored. However, unless you are a designer, you don't need to customize the components from here, so you don't break things. Back to the Layers tab, you will notice that whenever you click on any element on the page, another panel shows on the right. This is called the Properties panel. It is where you will customize most of the things relating to the selected element. It changes based on the element you select, so what you will find when selecting a text or image will be different to that of a component. You may need to switch a lot between the Pages and the Layers tab, so what you can do is to set a preference that whenever you click on any element, it switches to the Layers tab. To do this, go to the Preferences at the top left, and make sure to switch on Auto Switch to Layers panel. Now we can start customizing the template. You will notice that we have 3 main expandable layers on the left. These are for the 3 breakpoints as stated earlier, so we can click on the desktop breakpoint to customize. Modivana is built with the best practices in mind. That's why we have a main section in all the breakpoints. So when you click on it, you will find the rest of the sections from the hero to the contact. If I zoom into the header and click on it, you will see that there's no navbar on the Layers panel. That is because it is inside a layout template as shown on the Properties panel. To edit it, you can double-click on the navbar to see the template. This layout is used across all pages of the website, so we only need to edit it once, and it will appear the same across the site. On the Layers tab, you can see the navbar, followed by a placeholder, which is where the website sections are placed, the contact section, and the footer. To customize the navbar, right-click on it, and click on Edit. If you look at the top bar, you will see the way you got here from the home page. So to go back to the template, you simply need to click on Template. You can double-click on the navbar to customize it, which is also the same as pressing Enter on your keyboard. We have a bunch of navbars here, but don't let it feel overwhelming, as you only need to work on the primary variant, and the changes will reflect on the other variants. You can see the primary variant on the Layers panel with the primary tag on it, while other variants have the variant tag on them. You can hold the Control key on your keyboard, and with the scroll wheel, you will be able to zoom in and out of the canvas if you want to see all the variants. Let's go back to the primary variant and click on the logo. To change it, go to the Properties panel and look for the component's property. You may need to scroll down if your screen is small like mine. You need 2 logo variants, a light and a dark logo file. Click on the light logo and choose an image to use. It can be a PNG file or an SVG. The latter works better, so I will choose a light SVG logo for this example. Your logo can be bigger or smaller. For instance, if you have a bigger one like this, it will fit easily as the default one. And if you also have a smaller logo, it will also fit for the most part. But in case it doesn't fit, you can simply drag the right handle to scale it up and down till it fits perfectly. Next, you can upload the dark logo on the second field. One more thing is that you should always add an alt text for search engines and for accessibility purposes. So I will describe the image for this and for the light logo as well. The nav links are pretty straightforward. We have the text and where they are linking to on the right panel. You can edit the text and the destinations or delete any of them you don't want. For the services, you will see that it doesn't have a destination link as the rest. Rather, it has an overlay which you can get to by clicking on the overlay from the Layers panel. The items are not editable here though, as they are driven by the Services CMS, so you don't need to do anything here. Next is the phone call icon, which is important to get right when editing. Click on the link and delete the number there without deleting the tel text and the colon. These are the prefixes that tell the browser, hey, this is a phone protocol. Then you can type in your number like this, click on the contact button, and you can change the button text and link. For instance, if you want your visitors to book a call, you can type that in. Then on the link above, you should set the relevant page or type in an outbound link like cal.com. You also have the option to set it to open in a new tab when clicked, which is a good option for outbound links. For the colors, you don't need to edit them here at all. They are here for designers who may wish to override them. But for most people, I will show you where to customize all the colors in one go. If I zoom out, you will notice that the changes have been applied to the other variants, including the phone variant. And you can see this on the buttons as well. Now we can go back to the layout template to edit the next section, which is the contact. You can either double-click on it from the canvas or right-click on its layer and edit it from there. We also have 3 variants, and as before, you only need to work on the primary variant. Starting with the tag, you can change the text on the Properties panel. Then you can change the icon if you wish, or leave it at default. The header is a text element which is visible from the Layers panel with the T label. So double-click on it to edit it, and type in what you like. You can do the same for the subheader to reflect your business. For the phone number, you should double-click on it and type in your number. However, that's not all. You also need to edit the link here, similar to what we did earlier. So delete the placeholder without deleting the tell text and the colon, then paste in your number. You can also edit the email the same way. Simply type in your contact email. Then on the link field, delete the placeholder email without deleting the mail to text and the colon, then type or paste in your email. So what you will have is the prefix, which is mail to, followed by a colon, then your email address. The next thing is the address. Edit it as before, then if you wish, you can add your business map link here. If you don't know how to get the link, simply go to your listing on Google Map. Click on the Share button and copy the link to your clipboard. You can now return to Framer and paste the link there. And if you don't want a link, you can simply clear the link field. The last one is for visiting hours, so add yours or edit the one there. For the form, you can leave at default, but you need to do 2 things. One is to fill the project type to fit your services. The first one that says select is the default placeholder, so you should leave it as it is. The second one is the first service, so if yours is different, you can replace it. Let's say it is home renovation, type that in the value field, then copy and paste it on the title field as well. You will need to repeat it for the other fields. If you don't want them to be as much as this, you can click on the X icon to delete them. And if you don't want any of the fields there, you can click on its corresponding label from the Layers panel and delete it. However, since you may delete it and need it later, the best option will be to make it invisible. So I will undo the deletion and go to the Style property on the right to set the visibility to No. This will act as if you delete it, but you can turn it back to Yes anytime you need it again. The second thing you must do is to set the form destination. To do this, click on the form layer under the form container. You can set the form submissions to be sent to your email, a webhook, or Google Sheets. Email is the simplest, so input your email address, what you want the subject line to be, and how the message should look like. We are done with that, so go back to the layout template and double-click on the footer. We also have 3 variants, and we only need to customize the primary variant. Click on the logo and upload a light one as before. Add an alt text to describe it for search bots. Double-click to edit the description and explain what you do briefly. Next, click on a social icon to add your profile link and repeat it for all of the icons. But let's say you are not on TikTok, rather you prefer to have LinkedIn. Simply click on the TikTok icon and change the link to your LinkedIn profile. Then click on the icon and search for LinkedIn to choose the logo. Also, for accessibility, you need to change the area label to visit our LinkedIn page. The next block are the links. You can change the text and links to what you like or leave them at default. You can also edit the title of the blocks just like this. For the right block, you need to type your contact email in the link field without deleting the mail to text and the colon. Then you can change the email to your email address. You need to do the same for the address and phone number, just like I explained earlier. Lastly, we have the promo container. You can leave it as it is if you wish to link back to me, as this will give me some credits, but feel free to delete it if you don't wish to. Going back to the template, you will see that the changes reflected on all the breakpoints, which means we can go back to the home page to customize other sections. To change the image, simply click on it, and you will see that the image layer has been selected on the Layers panel. It has overlays on top, but you can't click on them since they are locked to avoid mistakes. Then, on the right panel, you can change the image by either choosing one from your computer or click on Plugins to use a stock image from Unsplash. You will want to use your work instead of a stock image. Just make sure to add an alt text to describe the image. Next, we have the tag. It is a component, so you can change the location text on the right. It is also worth noting that this doesn't have to be a location-based tag. You can have something like available for work. Then choose an icon that fits the tag, such as a shovel. Next, you can change the header and subheader. For this, you can go to an AI tool like Claude or ChatGPT and ask it to give you a header and subheader for your business website hero. Explain what your business is about, and you will get good content to use. I will choose this header for this example. What I can also do is to add the word agency to the header. I can also make the subheader longer. However, this is up to you and what you want to have for your business. I can pan around and quickly see how it looks on tablet and mobile. The last thing here is the button. Click on it and change the button text on the right if you wish. You can also change the destination link just like we did on the navbar. With that, the hero section is done, and we can move to customize the next section, which is the trust section. These are components, and next to them are image frames that fit the components. If you click on the first block and look at the Layers panel, you can recognize that it is a component with the diamond shape before it, as this is how components look on Framer. You don't need to open it to customize it, since it is an instance of the main component. However, if you open it by mistake, simply click back to go to the home page from the top bar. Go to the Properties panel if you want to customize it, and if you look at the live website, you will see how it looks. What you need to change is the end figure. You can also change the header text and the subheader. Go to the image beside it and choose one that fits the component header. Repeat the same for the other components and images. It is also possible to have a different component, say Industry Awards. Simply add the number at the end figure field, then add the header text and the subheader. Find an icon that fits the header, something like a medal for this example. You also need to change the suffix. So instead of percentage, we can have a plus icon, or you can leave it blank. To see how it looks, click on the play icon at the top. The next section is the About Us section. You can change the tag if you wish to, something like who we are. Then double-click on the description text to edit it. You can also give a prompt like this to ChatGPT, and you'll get a good copy to use. Make sure to explain what you do and the tone you want for better output. I will remove these M dashes. Then you can highlight a part of the text like this and apply a neutral color on it, like neutral-600. This frame is a slideshow of 5 photos. all of which can be replaced on the right. Upload your business images in each of the image fields, and you will have something like this on your website. The next section is the Services page. You can change the tag and headings as before to fit your business. Then, if you click on the service items, you will notice they are connected to the CMS. You will recognize this with the tag above it and with the cylinder icon on the Layers tab. So leave this for now, as we'll make our edit when we get to the CMS. Moving to the featured projects, you can also customize the tag, header, and subheader as before. Then, if you click on the items, you will also see that it is CMS based, which means we'll leave it for now. The next one is the process section. You can customize the tag as before, but if you click on the header and subheader, you'll notice they are components unlike the previous headers. This is because they animate from dark to light on the website, and if you double click on it, you can see the component variants. However, we are not customizing from here, so let's go back to the home page. On the right side, you will see the text field where you can edit the heading text. There are 4 steps for the process, which is optimized for most businesses. Each step is a component variant, so you should edit it on the Properties panel. You can change the title here. Then click on the icon to pick a related one to your title. Change the description to match the title, and pick an image to go along with it. Those are the only things you need to change if your process is different from the default ones. Then you should repeat it for the other steps to change their content as well. The CTA button is linking to the contact page, but you can change the destination and the button text if you wish. The next section is the testimonials. This is also powered by the CMS, so all you need to edit for now is the tag and headers if you wish. Then we move on to the service areas. Change the header to match your service city or state. Then for the service area grid, you will see the property on the right where you can replace the areas. The last one is set to be surrounding areas, so you may leave that as it is. Next, we have the CTA video and image. It is also a component, so if you prefer to use the image, simply click on the variant dropdown and choose image. And as per the instructions, you are to upload the image here if you choose image on the dropdown. If you prefer video, on the other hand, switch the variant back to video. On the source field, you can choose to host the video elsewhere or upload it directly to Framer. If you choose to host it elsewhere, paste the link on the URL field. And if you choose to upload it directly, you can do that on the video upload field. It is also a good idea to upload a poster image for the video, just like a thumbnail for the video, but you can clear it if you don't want to. Below the video, we have the call to action headers and buttons. The header appears not to have a good contrast with the background. This is because it is animating from light to dark color. So you can select it from the Layers tab and edit the content on the right. You also need to customize the call button. Just like the navbar, replace the number to yours and make sure to keep the telephone protocol. Then you can also change the contact button, text, and destination. The next section is the FAQ. The heading and subheading can be edited like other sections. The questions and answers, on the other hand, are one component, and unlike before, you will need to double-click on this one to edit the items. You can see the FAQ items on the left, which are also components. However, you don't need to open them, as you will edit your questions and answers here. Click on the first one, and on the Properties panel, you can change the question and answer. Click on the other ones and change the questions and answers similarly. The only difference is that the first one is set to open, while the other ones are closed. This is the standard practice, but feel free to change them as you like. If you want to add another FAQ, you can right-click on any item on the Layers tab and duplicate it. Then you can change the question and answer on the right panel. You can also drag and change the layer's order from the Layers tab. You may need to change the first one to Open and close the other ones. You can also delete any FAQ, but if you think you might need it later, you should set the visibility to No instead. It will be grayed out on the Layer tab, and when you need it again, you can click on it from there and set the visibility to Yes. Next, we have the Blog section. Change the headings and tag if necessary as before. The blog posts are also powered by the CMS, so we can leave it for now. Then we have the Contact section. This is already customized, as it is the same component as the one we edited on the layout template. Lastly, we have the footer, which we've already customized as well. Now we can go to the other pages. You can either click on this drop-down to navigate between them, or switch to the Pages tab. Let's start with the Projects page. You only need to edit a few things here. The first one is the image. You can click on it and replace it from the side. Make sure to add an alt text as before if you upload a custom image. Then you can change the tag, header, and subheader by double-clicking on them. The same thing applies to the Project section. They are as easy to edit as the Hero section. The toggles here are filter tabs. They are connected to the Services CMS, so you should leave them as they are. The projects are also connected to the Project CMS, which means we will edit them when we get there. The next page is the project detail pages. Everything here is connected to the CMS, and while you can technically edit them here, I will suggest you don't touch them and rather edit them on the CMS. We can go to the next page, which is the Services page. Similar to the Projects page, you can change the hero image on the right. Then you can change the headers and subheaders. You should leave the service items alone as well, since they are connected to the CMS. Scroll down to the next section, which is Why Choose Us, and customize the elements. The cards are similar to the ones on the Trust section of the homepage, and can also be edited on the right panel. Make sure to also change the images to reflect your points. The next page is the service detail pages. We can also skip them and edit them on the CMS. Moving on to the next page, we have the blogs. You can also change the hero image, the header, and subheader copies. The content is also driven by the CMS as expected, so we can skip them. The next page is the blog posts, which are also like other detail pages, so we can skip them and go to the next page, which is the testimonials. This one is also CMS based, but you can change the hero image, tags, headers, and subheaders for the two sections. The testimonial cards are also connected to the CMS to make things easier, so skip them for now. The next page is the About page. Click on the hero image to change it as before. Then you can also change the tag and headers to fit your business. In the next section, you will need different copies, images, and headlines, all of which can be edited by double-clicking on the elements. Then we have the Values section, which is also similar to the Trust section. The following section is the Team section. You can customize the header and tag. For the team cards, you will also notice they are components, so you can easily edit them on the Properties panel. Change the profile pictures, names, roles, and role descriptions. You can add more team members by duplicating the existing card as much as you like, then edit the details on the right for the new members. You can also delete them or make them invisible at any time. The next page is the Contact page. You can change the hero image as before, as well as the header and subheader. In the next section, you need to edit the content similar to the one we edited on the layout template. So click on the number and add your number to the link with the telephone protocol. Then paste the same number on the content field under the text property. You can also paste it directly on the canvas since it is a text layer. Do the same for the email and the address. For the embedded map, you can input the name or location of your business here. Let's say this is your business on Google Maps. You need to either get the coordinates or copy the address. Then paste it in the location field on Framer, and it will change to your business PIN. If you don't want the map to show, you can click on the map container from the Layers tab and set the visibility to No. Then, when you need it later, you can set it to Yes. The next section is the Form section. You can also edit it, similar to the one on the Layout template. Then click on the Form layer on the Layers tab and set where the form submissions should be sent to. The last page is the 404 page. You can change the hero image as on other pages, as well as the header. If you are keeping this text, make sure to change the second link text. So instead of remodeling services, we can have construction services. Also, you can set the link to other pages on the Properties panel. With this, we are done with the page customization, so we can move on to the CMS. Click on the CMS icon on the top bar, and you will see all the CMS collections. Besides the Collections tab is the Fields tab. This is where I've set the instructions and guidance you need to fill the CMS. Starting with the services, you can click or double-click on the item fields to quickly edit them. Framer can update this CMS at any time, but the process is usually the same. To add a new service, click on the plus icon to open an overlay. Add the service name like this, then choose an icon that fits the service name. I will choose a hard hat for this, then add a short description for the service name. The slug automatically pre-fills with the service name, but you can edit it if you wish. Turn on the featured toggle if you want it to show on the home page. Then upload a cover image in this field. This cover image will show on the service page, as well as the service detail page. When adding images in the CMS, you should also set an alt text to describe them. Next, we have 3 slideshow images. These show on the home page, and they can be dragged to see the other images. The next fields are for the details page. The hero image is the same as the cover image, but the content will be filled in the section below it. So you can add an overview header, content, and the service images. These will show on the service gallery, and you can have as much as you like. Then we have the service features, which you can write by adding a list in the content field. Close the overlay to save it. And if you go back to see the website, you will see the new service from the navbar. Also, if you scroll down, you will find it on the services section. I didn't add images on the slideshow, which is why it doesn't display them here. If you also go to the projects, you will find the new service on the filter tab. Also, if you go to the services page, you will find it there. This shows the power of the CMS. You only set it once, and it appears everywhere I've connected it. You can reorder the services manually by dragging them around. You can also select one or multiple items to delete or turn them to draft. Another thing to point out is that you can also edit the pre-filled item for your new services. That may even be easier here, as you can see how the content looks. To do this, click on this button to open the overlay. Change the service name, icon, description, and others. Make sure to change the slug to reflect your new service name, as the default one will not change when you edit the name. Replace the images, then refill the content on the detail page section. Another thing to point out, which also applies to other collections, is that you can sort the items based on the headings, such as when created or when edited. Just note that the way you sort it here will also affect the way it shows on the pages. So if I drag kitchen remodeling to the bottom and drag home additions to the top, you will see that it reflects on the services section. This is true for other places, it appears, such as the filter tab. The home additions is the first, while the kitchen remodeling is the last. We'll need the testimonials in the Project CMS, so let me show you how to quickly add your testimonials. We have many testimonials here as placeholders, but you can click on the checkmark icon to select them all and delete them from the drop-down. You can also show the overlay on any of the items to see how they look. You have the options to either edit them one by one or delete them all and add new ones from the plus icon. You only need to add the client name, upload their profile picture, and add their location. And if you want it to show on the home page, click on this toggle. The slug will be pre-filled from the client name, but if you are editing the placeholders, you should change the slug to the new client name. Choose your star ratings here from 3 to 5 stars. Then paste their comment or review in this field. Lastly, we have the work photo. This will be the finished work you made for the client. It is recommended for featured testimonials and optional for others. This is how it looks on the featured section. The testimonial card you see here has two variants, one with a work photo and the other one has no work photo. The way I set it is that whenever you add a work photo on a testimonial, the variant with image shows, and if you don't set a work photo on the testimonial, the second variant will show. So if you don't upload work photos to some of the featured testimonials, it may not look balanced. However, if you prefer not to have work photos at all, then don't upload work photos on any of the featured testimonials, and it will look fine since all the testimonials will be using the second variant. It also appears like that on the testimonials page. The second variant has quotation marks, while the first variant has a work photo. Most of the testimonials do not have work photos, which is why they are mostly using the second variants. Now we can go to the Projects CMS. You can add a new project and fill in the project name like this. Add a short description for the project here. The slug will be pre-filled using the title, but if you are editing a placeholder project, make sure to change the slug. If you want the project to be featured on the home page, switch on this toggle. This is limited to 5 projects, and it shows here on the home page. Next, add a cover image that will show on the project page. It will show on this page and on the detail pages. It will also show on the featured section if you don't set the before and after image. The next fields are the before and after images. They both appear on the project pages and home page. If they are not set, the cover image will be shown instead for the home page. And if they are set, this is how they will show on the project detail pages. The next field is the gallery. Upload as many images as you like relating to the project, and this is how they will show on the detail pages. Then we have the content field. This can be a story behind the project or an interview with the client. You can see a sample on this project with the overview, challenge, and solution. The next field is the testimonial. You can pick an existing testimonial from the testimonial collection. You can edit the content with the pen icon. Also, you can add a new testimonial here. And this is the same as adding it from the Testimonials tab. So when you add it here, it will also appear on the Testimonials CMS. Next, choose a service this project is related to. This will make it appear under a service tab on the project page. But if you don't choose a service, it will only show under the All tab. The last fields are for the year, location, and duration. They appear on the project cards and on the Hero section of the project detail pages. They also appear on the featured projects, and if you don't set them, they simply won't show up. If we take a look at the changes, you can see that we only have the cover image since we did not upload a before and after image. You can drag the items around to sort them manually, and you can also edit the placeholder or add a new one. Just make sure to delete projects that are not yours, or set some of them to draft if you want to keep them for future references. The last CMS is the blog. Add a new one with the plus icon, then add a title, excerpt, and slug. If you want to feature it on the home page, switch on this toggle. This is limited to 3 posts to make the design look good. You can also have one featured post on the blog page, which shows at the top of other articles. Add a feature image in this field, then add your content in the next field, which can have tables, lists, and more. You can set the authors here, and to edit the names, click on the field title. This is the same as going to the Fields tab and editing them. Then you can set the updated date and the read time. For reference purposes, you can check how the blog looked from the other articles. The next step is to tweak the colors to match your brand. Go to the Assets panel and scroll down to the color styles. You may not want to change the black and white or neutral colors. Rather, you want to go to the accent colors and you will find 5 colors there that can be changed. Primary 600 is the most used accent color on the template, so click on it to change it. If you have a hex color code, you can paste it here, and you can also drag the slider to change the color. Another way to make sure the color matches your brand is to use your logo color. You can click on the pen icon and select a color from the logo. It looks good, and I may drag the dot icon to pick a darker shade. This looks good on the website, and it already covers over 90% of the colors, including the buttons, tags, and lines. There are others that won't change like this role on the team section. So what you need to do is to copy the hex code on the main color. Then go to this color wheel site to paste it there. I will drop the link below the video as well, and all you need to do is to scroll down to the color variations section and look for Tailwind. The main color you added is the one with a dot on it, so click on the one after it to copy the code to your clipboard. It is a darker value, so go and paste it on the primary-800 color. Go back to the colors and click on the one before the main color to copy the color code. It is a lighter value, so paste it on the primary-500 color. Repeat the same step for the others and copy the 2 colors on the left and paste them on the primary 400 and 300 respectively. Every color will appear properly, including the links and form buttons. The default fonts are fine and they fit the project perfectly, but you can also change them if you like. Simply go to the text styles, do so. I can change this to Open Sauce 1, for instance, and it will change across the site pages. You will also need to change the other headings to the same font. The next step before publishing is to go to the settings at the top. Start from the General tab and set your site title and description. You can also chat GPT to give you different ones to choose from. You can upload site favicons here as well. We'll come back for the social images after we publish the site. You can also add an icon for Apple here. Then, before going to the next tab, scroll back to the top and click on Save. Go to the page settings and click on Projects. You can edit the text there to fit your business, and you can also ask ChatGPT for ideas to use. Repeat the same step for the other pages to set their titles and descriptions. For the CMS pages, you can use values that pull in content dynamically. We have the project name on the title, and you can simply change the business name from Modivana to yours. You should also do the same for the description, and you can preview your changes on the right. To publish your site, go to the Domains tab and click on Publish. You will be given a base URL, and you can get a free Framer subdomain. However, for businesses like this, you need a custom domain. If you already have one, you can connect it here by following the instructions, which is easy to do. And if you don't have one, you can get a free custom domain for 1 year by upgrading to an annual paid plan. Subscribe to the Pro plan, and at the checkout, you can add this discount code to get 25% off the first year. I will also drop the code in the description below for easier access. After publishing the site, you can visit it to see how it looks on the web. For the social images, right-click to inspect the website. The size is 1200 by 630, so click on the device icon at the top right, then input the values on the X and Y fields. Bring up your screenshot tool and screenshot the portion of the website that shows. Save it on your computer and upload it to the social preview. You can also do the same for the other pages if you like. The template is fully responsive, and you can check by looking at different breakpoints on the window. If you have any question about Modivana, feel free to drop your comment below or reach out at thesedgedesign@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.